guys, as you can see, today I decided to move outdoor because there's no reason why. Anyways, topic of the day is arbitrary constraints. So, as you guys know, we are blessed with the power of technology, and a lot of us, we use computer to make music these days. And with the power of computer or other technologies, we basically have unlimited ways, number one, to create music, number two, to create so much music to the point that you'll never be able to finish them because you just like cannot finish them, because you just keep on like, oh my gosh, I can just keep on adding more tracks. Basically, the problem is too much freedom, guys. Just too much freedom. Can you imagine? Too much freedom. It's a problem now. First world problem. Okay, so the solution, very simple, just to limit yourself. Limit yourself. Okay, I have to confess, I'm super guilty of this problem because inside my computer I have so many unfinished tracks, so I need to really put a constraint on myself as well when it comes to making music inside a computer. So the book suggests a couple methods that we can use. Number one, make every sound from one sample. Now you might think, how is it possible to make every sound from one sample? It's actually very easy. You guys all know how to use EQ. So basically just think of it like you can chop. If you think like this way or this way, it's the same. Chop the frequency into different sections using one sample. The 20 hertz is going to be really low, but you can just chop it, and then maybe from 80 hertz, and then you chop it, and then maybe 500 hertz, you chop it, and you get the idea. Now you have one constraint and make a song out of that. It's pretty challenging, I gotta say, but it's totally doable. Second one, completely avoid an instrument that would be expected in the genre. This one is pretty self-explanatory as well. Let's say future bass song. What would be the very prominent element that you guys think of right now? It's gonna be those like super big saw, big drops, right? Try to think of other ways to achieve the same effect. Another example, what about country songs? I cannot believe I just say that. Obviously, it's gonna involve a lot of acoustic guitars. Maybe not all the time, but I'm just speaking in a very like classic way when people think about country music. Of course, like nowadays we have a lot of pop country, but we're not here to discuss about that. So anyway, don't use acoustic guitar, use something else. You know, break the expectation, get people interest in your art. Constraints on time. Let me tell you this, I work the best when I know there is a deadline, because then you have to submit it, you know? And then somehow, I don't know like what it is, when you know you just have to like get it out there, submit things, you can finish things. Like, what is wrong with us, right? Like giving us a lot of freedoms, we don't do it. We'll just like, I'm just gonna sit here, Netflix and chill. But yeah, giving yourself a deadline is really good. Or schedule appointments with yourself. For example, you might want to do sound design from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. doing song structure from 8 to 9, mixing from 9 to 10. these are all very, very good. I know some people can follow this particular rule, like from this hour do this, next hour do that. For myself, hourly assignments might not be that practical, but daily, maybe Monday I'll do sound design, Tuesday I'll do that, so on. It works for me. So you have to play around with it. Only you know your own style and your own preference. Last not the least, constraints on space. Change your venue. The book suggests that, let's say if you usually make music inside your bedroom, on your desk, maybe you can move out to your living room, maybe you can move out somewhere else, in your bathroom, closet, I don't know. Again, I know some friends, they can do that and it helps them, but for me, I like to sit on a desk, have all my gear laid out in front of me, have my monitor set up and everything. It's like a working table. I prefer that. Although sometimes if I'm flying to another city and I'm sitting inside a plane, that the best way not to talk to the person beside you is just work on music and put on your headphone. So because of that reason, it works for me. Otherwise, I like to sit down quietly, just in my own head, and try my best to communicate a sound inside my head using technology and bring them out. Another reason why, again, it's just me, don't really like to make music in a public place. It's because, okay, it also really depends on what type of art or music you're trying to make, right? If you know that, okay, I need to make a hip-hop song or like a jazz song or like a rock song for particular assignments or a gig or anything, you don't have a specific feeling towards it, you already know the technicality and the method, the harmony so well, it's more like a work, like you put in the data, not much emotion involved. I can do that too because it's no emotion, but if it involves emotion, I need to feel naked, basically. You hear it right, like naked. So I don't know how I feel about being naked in the public just yet. But I found that when I can be bare soul, that's when I make the music that I'm happy about. So yeah, that's the arbitrary constraints topic. I'll see you next time.